here to go on to face who?
Dynastia, JYP Jyyväskylä. It is week 8 of the EU division of the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. It may be a blizzard in many parts of the country here in the United States, and it might be even cold down here in Tampa, but I'll tell you what, things are heating up as we round out the final week of the regular season of the Caps Gaming Showcase. And my name is Nick DeMeo, aka F5 Penguin. I'm joined alongside Tegan Blair. It's King Lime, who's recently partnered by friend bMaJuH along the way in just a little bit. But how are you, my friend? I'm glad to be right back here alongside you. I've missed you, buddy.
Hey, it's a pretty good week this week, isn't it? It's been a good one, and we are in for great hockey here across the pond. Two teams very good, very successful, been heating up as of recently, and it's going to be a good one here, Nick.
Yeah, 4 and 3 teams looking to kind of staple their way in, and some teams that you might not be familiar with, but there are some MVPs on the ice tonight in previous tournaments, previous times. So should be a great set of action here as we know with the EU, the teams are going to get it their way into the playoffs, but we're fighting for playoff position, and that's also important.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Every team does make it, but it is playoff position that does matter, doesn't it, Nick? Is you want to be in the higher ladder of the standings over the bottom.
Absolutely. A best of 3 here tonight for you over in across the pond. If you're joined us from the other side of the Atlantic, we welcome you in. Of course, twitch.tv/Capitals, your place to be. And I'll tell you what, I've been having a blast here. It's been a heck of a regular season. I think we've done some amazing things as far as not only what we've done here at the Caps Gaming Showcase, but bringing in the EU and working with some amazing people that I know you've been excited about working with as well, Limer, right?
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast here at the Caps Gaming Showcase, and it has been just nothing short of excitement. It's every single week in and week out it's been fantastic. And speaking of great people I love to work with, introducing to you Brandon Bigsby, also known as bMaJuH.
Happy to be here with you, Tegan, and it's a great matchup last week of the regular season, and like we said, even though every team makes it, important to be able to go into the playoffs with that momentum and a chance here for two teams that start off the season kind of sluggish to continue that forward momentum that they have built and to continue improving their seeding in the standings. We know how big those matchups can be. If you can avoid having to play those top seeds too early, it can really do you well in your chances of making further and further in this tournament.
Exactly. Why don't we check out the power rankings here, MaJuH? As we know, both teams going up and down. We're talking about the ladder and how important it is.
Yeah, very important. You see about some of the teams that you would expect their H-Reds at the very top with that 6-1 record, and a little bit of traffic there after that. Havu in second, for Lunda in third. How about Granite in that 4th spot? And that 4th spot very key because our top 4 seeds get bye weeks in the first round, so that is absolutely huge to watch that top 4 as we have a pretty big amount of teams there that still are in contention from it. Really every team in that top 10 there could still get themselves through for that first round bye if things fall the right way. So a lot of the teams that you would expect there with a few names that you maybe wouldn't, so very interesting to see how this is play out here on the EU side.
Yeah, and even the teams in 9th, 10th place, you're exactly right. They can climb up those standings and get themselves into perfect position. And speaking of the players you were talking about, why don't we pop over and have a look at the stats of both these teams, MaJuH?
Yeah, Tegan, and man, these teams are so even, and they've had similar paths here. You see, both 4 and 3, they are 12th and 14th in the standings respectively, and what's interesting about it is that both of these teams, they did not get good starts. They were at the bottom of the standings in the first month. Yep, they had started 0-3. They have won 4 straight series to get to this point. And on the other end of it, Dynastia, they won their first series, then dropped 3 straight. They started 1-3. So both of these two teams were in the bottom tail of the standings, but have won and won and won, and have gotten hotter and hotter and hotter. They find themselves in a good position going into the playoffs, and they get to play one another in order to continue to improve that seeding. And whoever wins this series could very well find themselves at the top 10 at the end of the season. And man, oh man, who would have thought that, considering how the first 3 to 4 weeks went for these two?
And when you take a look at the stats here, you notice 2 very big differences, don't you? Brandon, is the shot difference and the time on attack difference. You're saying both of these teams very close. You're absolutely right, but 2 very different styles, as you can see there in the stats board.
Yeah, JYP Jyyväskylä, they really play that attack-minded style. When they get into the offensive zone, they have one goal and one goal in mind. That is to put the puck on net. That 87 shot differential is the 3rd best tally in the entire league. And that time on attack difference you mentioned, the 5th best tally in the league. So when it comes to being able to do things in the zone and to take advantage of that time, they have been one of the best teams in the league, up there with the H-Reds and the Ferundas and the Havus. So even though JYP had that struggle to start the season, when they have picked it up, they have been one of the better playing teams so far in this tournament. They're going to have a tough test in Dynastia. They are 0-2 against teams in series that are in the top 15 in the standings. They're hoping to change that here today.
Yeah, they definitely need to, as that is a great stat. They made you 0-2 against the top 15, and that can be a number to look at in playoffs, can't it? As you really need to be winning against those upper echelon teams here in the EU.
Yeah, and that's what's so beautiful about that Swiss tournament style. You do play teams of your caliber. So JYP Jyyväskylä, they had that slow start. They got to play some of those 0-3, 1-3 teams, but the more you win, the tougher the games get and the thicker the competition gets. So now you got some of those teams out of the way in the bottom of the standings, and they played well. Can you make it to that next tier and beat some of those top-end teams? Dynastia, they're going to try to avoid that. JYP Jyyväskylä going to try to prove that they can beat some of these upper echelon teams. We'll see if they can do it here.
Thank you for that, bMaJuH. Brandon Bigsby, everybody, an up-and-comer, rising sensation here in NHL esports. One of the absolute best in the world if I take a line out of CM Punk circa 2013. Hands down, I'll fight anybody on that. But nevertheless, the fight on the ice cooking up here in just a moment. Dynastia, JYP, taking place here just shortly. Myself, Nick DeMeo, alongside Tegan Blair for the coverage. And we welcome you in for the last regular season conversation and coverage of the EU division of the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Opening faced off there, up to JYP, going south on your screen in those black jerseys, black pants, white shoulders. Going north on your screen, Dynastia, good sidestep there on the left-hand side. Picards looking for a shot in, 1 shot, 1 goal, and we are about to get really excited here as Picards gets his 15th goal of the season.
That's the guy you got to watch out for here for Dynastia, as Picards has 53 shots on the season. He almost doubles the total of anybody else on his line, and this is a great job by him coming down on the sidewall. Nice little cut to the inside, and scoring early is massive here, Nick, and that's what Dynastia does against JYP Jyyväskylä.
Usually the opening rounds of a boxing match, you get to kind of go through tail of the tape, where the players have been, what's coming up down the pipeline, and who everybody is. And as soon as I mentioned Dynastia in those white jerseys, they shoot and score. So now JYP Jyyväskylä down by 1 early on here in the first period. Less than a minute was gone there by the time they scored that goal off of 1 shot. That shot comes in for JYP. That's their first one of the game. And play will resume. So here we go. 1-0 now for Dynastia in this best of 3 game number 1. Fight from the corner. Coming out with it will be JYP. Up in front. Dangerous opportunity. Picards able to keep that one out away from the goal mouth there. Looking for that one-time attempt from the right side. That was Puanso. That's the MVP I was talking about in the pregame as he works it from behind the net. Now up top right point. Trying to drive in down low. Looking for a slot area. That was a good shot and a good opportunity there by the centerman in Unti, as he tried to kind of change up his directive attack there and almost worked out for their benefit. Nevertheless here, though, Dynastia tried to turn that one back around from their offensive end. That got loose-ended, but here we go. First penalty up. That's on Puanso, who drew it. And now the power play opportunity for JYP, down by 1.
Yeah, big power play opportunities. They are down by 1, just like you said. They need to come back here.
Good step in. One there by Dynastia. They'll clear that out. Power play for JYP Jyyväskylä, 21.9% against Dynastia's 70% penalty kill. As we have a 4-on-4 opportunity here. I thought that was a dive, but no, a trip will be called.
Yeah, it is going to be a trip, and 4-on-4 hockey now as we kind of start to open things up here, Nick.
So lots of open ice here for about a minute as we move along here through the first period. Quick action so far. And we'll start with the left side. Fakiri. He tried to commandeer that one out of his end, did so successfully, but they're having some trouble in the neutral zone. Half minute left on the 4-on-4 wide open ice, and then a power play opportunity will come up after that, as that deke attempt was upended. That'll go back into the end for JYP to come out of the zone. They will. The left side now. Now Dynastia with a 30-second power play. We'll see what they can do with the short man advantage. Right side now, right point, spinning around, back in, down low. Hotsy looking for a pass back to the top. That one fell short, so we're back to the, as Tegan said last week, 5-on-5, 6v6 hockey. And I'm looking forward to working with Drew Goldfarb very shortly again. Hope he's doing well. We're back here. 10 minutes left here in the first period. Through neutral zone, that's flipped in. Right side bounces off the glass, and out with it will come Vasile. He had it. And JYP's having trouble getting out of their zone as well. Good move around the defense there in Fakiri. He was able to recover quickly, though. That was a nice move. Need some more of that from JYP here in the closing stages of the first period.
Yeah, with it being a 1-0 game, JYP really needs to turn things on and maybe get one before the end of the period here, Nick. But not to take away from Dynastia, as they've done a fantastic job kind of holding things down, not letting JYP get into their zone.
As we go offside here, 7:02 first period. Need to see more of that, as you said, Tegan, and hopefully they'll kind of get their feet under them, and things have slowed down for them a lot here after that first opening goal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you see JYP come out here, and there just really has been nothing since that opening goal. You're absolutely right, but here they come as they finally get their best scoring chance of the period, Nick.
Try the short side opportunity to just tuck that one in behind the goalie in bMaJuH, but he was unable to make that happen as JYP's trying to fight for anything right now, as the defense for Dynastia looking to go 5-3 on the series for the regular season. That one's banked off the wall. I don't know if that was intentionally or not, so some sticks will meet in front of the penalty box. Out with it will be Dynastia. They'll reset, but giving away here. Dangerous. Puanzo's on the attack from the forecheck. One-time shot there. Glove saved. Huge. bMaJuH ripping one out of the sky.
What a save as he flashes the leather there, Nick, and letting it be known that they're going to have to try harder than that if they want to put a puck past him.
Good poke check away in front. Puanzo again trying to bring that one up to the point again as they can see that that's working for them. So he was plunging at that one to try to get it back to his defenseman in Vey and Sakem. As those two are going to look to try to score here. One-time feed in front. That one's a good poke check away from Indy. He was looking for a way to shoot that one in from the point-blank area in front of the goalie. Under a minute here left in the first period. All the way back down to the end for JYP to go get it. They will. One last attack up the ice. Coming over the red line and in. That's going to be Fakiri stealing that one away. Icing is going to be called. Waved off. Good move there. Shot in. Good save there by Sandro. And that was a shocker to end the first period. 1-0 Dynastia.
Yeah, that was great hustle there by Picards, and we're going to have to watch out for him, Brandon, as he came out with that early goal, and he's continued to be good.
Yeah, we all knew Picards was going to be a dangerous player for this Dynastia team. Leads this team in goals with 14, also leads them in assists with 13. So he is the man for them offensively that they look to try to get those opportunities. He wasted little time, got one in early, and we always say it, you, me, and Nick Tegan, that the goal in the first minute and the last minute can be such momentum-shifting goals because it can control the way things start, it can control the way things start in the next period with how you end. A big goal there from Dynastia to start this thing out, and honestly, gotta give him credit because a lot of the time on attack has been in favor of JYP as well with the shot. So what we were talking about earlier with that shot difference and that time on attack difference, it's held true so far, but the thing that matters most, the scoreboard. Dynastia leads that 1-0 after the first.
So after 1-0, as Brandon said, back here opening face-off for period number 2. Back 1 again for Yip. As they're trying to get something on the attack. As you notice, the time on attack was nearly 2 minutes better for that team. In the black jerseys going south on your screen. Fed up to the right side, intercepted at neutral ice. Puanzo trying to dangle around his defender there, did so successfully. It's in down low. Up now, right side, Tumpe. He'll lose it at the blue line. Trying to bring it out of the zone, they will. Dynastia back on the attack, lots of speed. Good saucer pass in front for Picards. As Picards levels somebody, try to steal that puck back, he did so. Going in short side, try to just bring that one, I guess, over the top of the goalie in Sandro. But that was denied as well. They're back on the attacking end for JYP Jyyväskylä. Down by 1 here, 5 gone so far here in the second period. Up the right side, around the back of the net. Good little pass in front for Picards. Shot there was denied by the defense. The give and go, high-low. Puanzo all over it. Still working in. Picards. Back out now, Tumpe, who's in down low. And Yip finally gets that out of the zone. Good little cycle there by Dynastia here in the second period. As Puanzo's looking for a lane from the high slot area. Can't get the shot off.
And that's who they need to watch for is Puanzo. Yip looks to get him the puck a lot here. He's got 52 shots. He's leading his team. He looks to put the puck in the back of the net and get them on the board.
Penalty here might not help their case here if you're Dynastia up 1-0, but it will definitely play into the hands of Yip as they go on the power play here one more time tonight.
So maybe watch for Puanzo to put it on the board here, Nick.
Face-off won by the centerman in Dynastia. They'll just clear that out. That's Hotsy going to work to drop off some time off this man advantage for them. Get back up on the attack, right side. And down low, wrapping it around the boards. That'll come back out to Indy. Now the left D-man, or the right D-man, scratched that in. Sakem is in down low, trying to generate some offense on the cycle, but he can't. There is Fakiri. Send that back down the ice. Halfway gone through this power play. No shots on so far for Yip. Blue line stop and go. In the middle, looking for a lane. Can't find one. Good stick lift there, though. That was Unti. The great stick lift to keep this in play. Oh, off the iron there down low. And finally trying to clear that out. Oh, no, they won't. That was poke check back in. Pushed up against the boards is Fakiri. Now the centerman in Dynastia looking to grab that out in Dictatori. He's all over the ice right now. Ripper coming in from the neutral, or sorry, from in between the circles, as that was a laser destined for the back of the net. Good save there by bMaJuH. Still in down low. Dynastia's got to get this out as they got their shape back. Puanzo holding with it. That slips past 2 people. Can't put their sticks on it. Back up top now in down low. Antti looking for a shot again. Backhand wasn't there. That'll be pushed off to the left side. And finally out here, Tegan, by Dynastia.
Yeah, great chop there by Fakiri just to kind of slow things down. But, you know, we've talked a lot about Dynastia, but it's really been bMaJuH keeping them in this hockey game. 3 or 4 great scoring chances where bMaJuH has come out and made great saves. He's going to try to continue to keep his team in this, but they got to get him an insurance marker coming out here.
Yeah, the time on attack here not helping too much for the team in the lead right now as bMaJuH stood on his head a couple of times, and it's just been pelted shots after shots, as my great friend Lil John said. Shots, 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 everybody. At least if you're Jip here for right now, but play moves along. They'll have to touch up, they do so. Oh, and a leveling hit there on Indy by the defense for Dynastia as they can't get in the zone. That's going to be galloped after. Who's coming up with it? It's going to be the right defenseman in Tumpe for Dynastia. They're back up the right side. Drop pass back out to the defenseman through the blue area, and they cannot get over the line once more. That blue paint keeping Dynastia out and away from it so far. Good speed in from Indy with a shot in. Rebound chance in front. Slips behind bMaJuH, and he slows it down for the whistle here. 3:08 in the second.
You know, bMaJuH has just been absolutely amazing. You just heard me talking about him and how great he's been, but that just reiterates it there, as that is normally a goal, as we get a face off or a shot off the goaltender's pad, and that one comes right out, but great job making the secondary save.
Tried that one-touch deep coming into the zone that time, did Dictatori, but offside here. Back to the point here. bMaJuH, really the saving grace for Dynastia after that first goal. They haven't had much to really rely on since then.
Yeah, Sandro's been down there kind of just trying to land the water bottle on the post. He hasn't been very busy as we get another icing as that puck's going to come all the way back down. But a great job by JYP as they just haven't been able to put the puck in the back of the net. But if they continue on this track, Nick, it's going to be a good one.
See if that first goal holds true per Brandon's analysis there at the end of the first period. That's a good win by JYP in the offensive zone with a clapper coming in. Good move there. Getting that one point to point with a good lane to get that shot on net. Better save there by bMaJuH this time. That shot was whistling onto net as Puanso tried to send one back out to the point. They couldn't connect on that one, and Dictatori will move it along. Try to get it out of his zone. He will. Final 10 seconds here. Winding down up the right side. One last effort. JYP's going to be slowed down once more. Fakiri holds it up against the boards, and that's going to do it. Still no goals in the second period. One in the first. It's 1-0 for Dynastia at the end of the second.
No goals so far here for JYP Jyyväskylä, but you know, Brandon, this is a great job by them. That is a strong period if they continue on it.
Yeah, a very, very strong period. And even though you do not get on the scoreboard, I mean, I think you can see it right on your screen there, ladies and gentlemen. 8 shots on net, 5:49 time on attack, over 4 minutes more time on attack, and 4 times the shots than Dynastia JYP has. And man, you just feel if bMaJuH was not playing the way he is, they could easily have 3 goals in this game. The way that they're moving the puck around, really pressing the issue offensively. And not only that, but something that I think has kind of gone quiet for them, not just this season, but in this game as well, their defensive play, not letting Dynastia get into the zone and establish anything. Good offense starts from good defense, and JYP, if they keep playing this way, might be able to break it open.
See if they can in the third period here. This play continues on. Flipped in, bounced off the right corner boards there at the top of your screen. Behind the net, little give and go. Up to the top. Oh, looking for a tip in. 2 men were in front there for Dynastia, but they cannot get an insurance marker here in the third period so far. Small little pass through. They got a lane. Antti with a shot there. Couldn't get the shot off, though. As Antti really trying to put the team on his back. Puanso with an effort here. That one's denied. The defense going to work again for Dynastia. As JYP looking to really pour it on. They're doing so in time on attack and shots, but not so much when it comes to goals, which is the only marker and score line that they really care about right now. Slap shot around. That was a good geometric little pass there up front. Puanso's got it on his stick. Going to work here again. Center point area. Oh, and they're in the umbrella here. Shot in low side. Good save there by bMaJuH. Puanso looking for, I think, the Michigan Tegan.
You know, we saw a couple of sweet moves last week, Nick. I know you were behind the scenes, but still able to see it. Is what plays here by these Euro teams. I can respect the skill level to try those moves, my man.
The thumbsticks are going to work here on the PlayStation console. They're doing it here in the EU. Love the showing they're making here in this Caps Gaming Showcase. 12 left here in the third period of regulation. In behind the net, Puanso with a steal in front, and he scores!
What a pass to Antti as he comes by. It was like bMaJuH wasn't even there, Nick, as what a give and go pass as he finds the back of the net, and you'll see it again here. Just a quick little pass. Nobody was there. The defender got caught behind the net in Tumpe, and that was an easy goal for JYP Jyyväskylä, and now it's a brand new game here, Nick.
TBN Antti with his 13th goal of the season, 25 points on the season in 8 weeks. A great showing for his team to tie this one up.
As we're going to get an icing here, Nick. No, just kidding.
They fought off the icing. Halfway gone here in the third period. Right side, Indy. Back up top. Looking for a lane. He's got one. Shot in. Good save. Kick save there by bMaJuH. Off to the left side. Antti again. Puanso with a backhand chance. bMaJuH with another save. Finally able to clear that out. That's going to be Tumpe moving it along as this game has fired up here.
Yeah, it's become a little bit more aggressive for JYP, and that's what we said. If they keep their foot on the pedal, they're going to get one here. And oh boy, it could be 2.
They did, looking for a second. The momentum definitely shifted here after that first goal, but a steal by Picard. He's going to work here. Sidestepping, spin move. Good defensive effort. Still in the zone, though. Can't get the shot off. Ken Hotze That's going to be fought off behind the net, and that hit is going to net a penalty at the worst time for JYP Jyyväskylä.
That is definitely a terrible time, but can we take the respect for Picards to try and pull the self-sauce spinorama deke in a 1-1 hockey game, Nick, in a 6-period to boot?
These EU guys are coming out to play and saying, I see you out here, NA. We have some competition on our side of the pond too, and we're seeing that absolutely here with the EU division of the Caps Gaming Showcase. It's crazy to see what we've seen so far through just 8 weeks, and we haven't even gotten to the playoffs yet. That one's banked along and past the defense in Tumpe. He's going to go get it, try to start again for his team. 5 left here in regulation time on the power play. We're finally in the zone. Center point, high slot area. Looking for a quick one-touch was Picards to his winger. Trying to keep that in was Fakiri, but they can't, and it's offside.
That was close, almost able to keep that one in. 1-1 hockey game here, everybody, and it is tight. Dynastia looks to kind of build on a bit of momentum as they've been very, very quiet, and watch for the Leaguegaming dynamic stats system in your top right-hand corner to stay up to date with all the stats in real time.
As the playoffs start up here, that's going to be crucial. It's a good feed up. Dictatori trying to backhand. Oh, the defense there, and Fakiri tries a shot. Good save there by Sandro. Still in the zone. Sandro, Dictatori looking for a lane. Now from the left side, feeding that one in front. That was intended for Hatsi, who stole it, but couldn't get it onto his stick as the scores come in like you said. Reality check falls to YMCA in game number 1 of their series. Here comes JYP Jyyväskylä once more. Just as we near 112 seconds left, shout out to Doc Emmerich in regulation, we have another stoppage, and this could benefit the team in black right now.
Yeah, it definitely can, and I'd say this game kind of does. bMaJuH has been the best player for Dynastia. Picard's got one early, but there really hasn't been anything since the first 5 minutes of that first period.
Feeding it in front, forces should work, didn't there. Dictatori stopping that attempt. Puanzo. Center point shot there comes in. That might have been tipped as we approach under a minute here in the third, and another amazing save by bMaJuH.
Yeah, that's the third D-to-D save he's made in this hockey game here, Nick, and he's very aware of that and moving side to side well.
They're getting the defense moving for sure, Tegan, as this only can help JYP as they keep pouring it on here, as that one was intended for Picards, who had the only goal for Dynastia so far, as he couldn't get it onto his stick. Puanzo through center, now up the right side. He's offside as he got a little bit too antsy, as we'll try it again from the neutral zone.
I didn't know if that was Antti getting a little antsy there, as he looked like he might have been a step offside, but 39 seconds to go on the clock. We could have overtime, and if it continues this way, JYP's going to be in the better position.
37 seconds left in regulation. Another move there by Hatsi, who's got the skills here, as he's tried all sorts of moves to get around the defense in JYP. They've not done successfully so far, but he's still knocking at the door. Dictatori, he'll lose it in neutral zone area. He's got it back though. Looking for Hatsi. Picard picked it up though, threw a shot on, and just smothering it in his jersey was Sandro. Will get a whistle.
Yes, Sandro really committing on that short side, wasn't he? As Picard went far side last time, he wasn't going to let him go short side this time. We're still 1-1 here with 10 seconds to go in the third.
Banked off the boards and poke check back to the defense for JYP. One last rush up the ice, hopefully, as that's stopped. Still trying to get it out of the zone, though. They finally will in Hatsi. And we are going to overtime. So game 1 is not over. 1-1. And we head into the locker room.
Well, Brandon, like my minor hockey coach said, if we would have known, we could have started here, and it's a great 1-1 game.
Great 1-1 game. And how about JYP in their response, going down 1-0 really early in this game, not even a minute into the game, and Dynastia got on the boards first, but man, they have just been at it ever since, just controlling this game in terms of the possession. Then you add in some of the saves that bMaJuH has made on that same end for Dynastia, and JYP, they could very well have already won this game if he hadn't played the way he had played in net those 3 periods. Now, I think the only thing that I question for JYP, Dynastia, they have gotten some rush opportunities from turnovers created. Haven't been able to take advantage of one yet. You can credit JYP Jyyväskylä for really being able to get back and not allowing them to take advantage of those chances. But man, Dynastia, they've been good on the rush when they've had those chances. If they take advantage of one, they could be the winner in this game, because at the end of the day, it's overtime. You only need one goal to win it.
Overtime indeed. As looking for the overtime goal, who do you have in chat? Twitch.tv/Capitals. Right side. Sound off. We want to hear it. Good steal there by Fakiri, who gives up the Poanso. Couldn't get the shot off from the right circle. Again now, Yip trying to steal that in down low. The forecheck really high up here for Yip, which is only benefiting them right now, Tegan.
Yeah, and if Yip keeps playing how they did in this hockey game, I think they're going to be in pretty good position. They got to watch out for Picard's. He's been good in the offensive zone, and we'll see if Dynastia can get anything building, as they really haven't since the first.
Another shot block there. Tumpe couldn't get that one on net. It's fought off from the left side, out of the zone. Picked up Dictatori. He'll start again. Leaving it off for his D-men. They'll exchange a couple of passes, get their feet under them. And off to the races they go. Good lead through center. The good steal, better steal by Antti. Dictatori back on his stick, though, just for a brief moment. Behind the net now, Picard's. Picard's back up right side. Tupe with a shot there, all the way seen by Sandro, though, as he'll stop it again. And we'll get one more offensive draw here, at least, for Dynastia.
No shot's a bad shot in overtime, and you can ask Ovi, that's for sure. We'll see what we get here with 14 to go.
One-time feed off the draw for Fakiri. That one's blocked. Pushed off to the left side of your screen. 2-on-1 could be developing here. On his horse there was Puanso, but tracking him down was the defense for Dynastia. They'll clear the zone. That could have been the game winner.
Yeah, great job by Fakiri to get in the way there and, just force that play to the outside and keep this overtime period going.
Trying to take it in stride was Picard's. He'll lose it in neutral ice. 2-on-1 quickly forming here. Great back check by Dynastia to shut that down. Right side, Tumpe loses it. Puanso in front, chance! Dangerous there, but bMaJuH, as it trickled to his glove, hangs on for a draw.
Yeah, bMaJuH's got to be Dynastia's first star here, Nick. He has been lights out. There's barely been many shots for Dynastia, and bMaJuH at the other end says, it's okay, boys, let's try and get one here.
Face off again, one back. This is weird to see, though. I will say, Tegan, Fakiri, this is the fourth or fifth face-off he's won, and then brings it out in front of his goalie. Talk about that more in a second as they're on the attack here. In front, Dictatori, he'll lose it. 2-on-2 developing back the other way. Now a 3 wide, down the zone. Up top, left up. Looking for a lane, he found one. That's a good shot in, rebound chance, in front, backhand chance, good save by bMaJuH. That's the game winner, though, as Antti puts it back on his stick. And he gets the goal, 2-1 for JYP Jyyväskylä.
Nothing like family when Antti comes out and gets the goal. What a gorgeous one it's that. Any goal in overtime for a winner is a gorgeous one, Brandon, and it's a backhander that ends up going right in the mesh.
Yeah, and that's just a credit to the way that JYP Jyyväskylä have been playing this entire game, just keeping that possession, keeping at it, putting pucks on net. We knew that they were going to come into this game in this series looking to do that. They had that large advantage with the shot differential and the time on attack difference. We really saw that show true in this game, and JYP, on the stick of Antti, get the win in what was a great performance from them. You can't discredit bMaJuH's performance in net for Dynastia, but man, oh man, JYP, a great game overall, really sticking to that game plan and that style that has really worked well for them in this hot streak that they've hit the last month or so.
Yeah, we'll walk over these replays, Nick, and what a game as we had a couple of those goals go in for JYP, and it was just all force, all game for these guys, and here they come down, and you're going to see the first goal for Picard's, and this is a great one, isn't it?
Yeah, great goal. You saw the defenseman kind of dive down there, and that's a great IQ play to not force that pass. You'll see some players kind of have it predetermined that they're going to pass it for the cross crease there, but he was patient, noticed that he slid down right there, knew he had to take it, and took it right to that forehand and had the shot on net, ready to go, and he capitalized.
Yeah, you get to look at a couple more goals, and it was all JYP Jyyväskylä, wasn't it, Brandon, as they definitely poured it on.
Yeah, and I think that, like we were saying, that's kind of what we expected from them in this game. They had 14 more shots than Dynastia in this game. They had over 7 minutes just about of time on attack, more than Dynastia as well. And you have to keep in mind, they had almost double the amount of faceoffs Dynastia did than JYP did. So even though they weren't able to win the faceoffs to stay in the offensive zone, they were able to get the puck right back, get back in and continue playing that game that they had so much success playing. And I think a lot of the credit there goes to their defense, not allowing Dynastia to establish a zone, not letting them get past the blue line. And I think, honestly, like I kind of mentioned earlier, you cannot have good offense without having good defense to start, because if you can't get in the zone, you're going to be stuck in your own zone. So a great overall performance from JYP, a well-deserved win. Now we're going to see how Dynastia adjusts to try to get some more opportunities for themselves, because I think at the end of the day, that's really where they seem to lose this one.
Little bit of a wake-up call there for JYP Jyyväskylä as Picards came down and scored that one very early, but it was like they definitely woke up. The salts were out on the bench and the boys were flying, weren't they, Brandon?
Yeah, flying indeed, and I think that you kind of said it yourself. They scored really early in that game, Dynastia did. I mean, it was right off the opening draw. They had that play, and next thing you know, Picards was just flying down the left side and scored a goal. So it didn't take long for Dynastia to take the lead. And you're like, man, that's a really rough way to start. If you're JYP, you're trailing the game before you can really get anything established. But they did not panic. They stayed to their game and the way they play to be able to have that time of possession and getting themselves so many opportunities, as well as bMaJuH was playing. When you get yourselves that many chances, it's only a matter of time until something breaks open for them. It did in that game for JYP Jyyväskylä.
Brandon, I'm curious, as this has kind of been the tale of the tape of this whole event here for JYP Jyyväskylä. We see the high time on attack. We see the high shots against. Are they having trouble finding the back of the net?
Honestly, I think it just kind of depends on how you look at it. You could say, maybe they're having trouble finding the back of the net, but some teams really just don't get that high-powered numbers in terms of scoring, even if they are able to get a ton of shots on them, a ton of time on attack. And some of it can just be running into a hot goalie like they did in bMaJuH in that game one. And like I said, I think a lot of it you have to credit to your own defense. JYP Jyyväskylä, and interestingly enough, Dynastia has the same exact stat, but they have not allowed more than 3 goals in any game since week 3. Now, granted, one of those series was a forfeit, but that's 3 series that you have to play. So you consider that they're able to keep so much possession that even if you don't score a lot of goals, you score 2 or 3 goals, you limit the chances that your opponent gets, and you can't score if you don't have the puck. So realistically, the best defense for them hasn't just been defense, it's literally been offense. So it kind of goes to their advantage, not necessarily just on the score sheet, but also defensively as well, because like I said, you don't give the other team opportunities if you don't allow them to get the puck.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that's what that game was. First period, I think it was very, very even. And then all of a sudden, JYP Jyyväskylä came out of that dressing room flying. And you're exactly right. Dynastia could not score if they don't have the puck. But you know who was really lighting it up? And that is bMaJuH. He was fantastic for Dynastia. And we'll see if he can do it again. And he's going to have to, as we're getting very close to puck drop here in game number 2. And they need to win badly.
Yeah, despite the loss, I think bMaJuH very much one of the 3 stars of the game there for that one, and they're going to hope to see more of that from him. But honestly, I don't think you can ask much more of your goalie than the saves that he made. 16 saves on 18 shots. I think a lot of it just comes down to, can Dynastia establish some zone time and get some chances for themselves? You're not going to be able to win against a team like JYP that really has such a high-octane offense when it comes to putting the puck on net. You have to be able to at least, not necessarily match that, but at least get close to that. Definitely have to get past that double-digit mark. Only 4 shots on net for Dynastia in that game. That is not going to cut it really against most teams, but especially with a team of the play style of JYP Jyyväskylä. So gonna have to really try to find something to get some shots on that, to get some opportunities to test the opposing goalie in Sandro. So we'll see how Dynastia adjusts, but I think that's going to be priority number 1 for them, getting chances and getting some zone time.
Great stuff as always, Brandon. Game number 2 around us here. About to puck drop. JYP coming back from a 1-0 deficit way early in the first period. They were down 1-0 pretty much from the beginning of the game, as that goal came in just at the 19-minute marker, 1 minute into the first period, as they went back and scored 2 unanswered goals after that, giving them the win in overtime by a score of 2-1. Naturally, that's how math works. As now Game number 2. They switched positions here. At least in jerseys. Dynastia going north in your screen in those dark reds now. White trim, white letters. JYP Jyyväskylä. Going south on your screen. In those white jerseys. Shot comes in, blocked, second effort. No, that's not going to be picked up nicely by anybody except for JYP, who's got that in from Puwanso. Now Tumpe with speed through the neutral zone. Lots of speed up for Picards as they lost it in the corner, slowing things down. As if this was a freestyle battle. With Cons. Slow it down. I just dissed you. Shout out to the 4 people who got that reference. Nevertheless, we're here. Puwanso shot in off the iron there. And bMaJuH got beat, but the post did not. As it's picked up by Tumpe. Tumpe trying to fire that one out. He can't find anybody to pass that to. Puwanso's got it up the left side. 2 people will bump him off the puck. High slot area again. That's tipped up and over the glass on a great deflection. I think Auntie got a piece of it.
Yeah, that's a good block to get that up and out of the way. And good start here for JYP as they go right back onto the throttle, don't they, Nick?
Back on the throttle, chipped up to themselves as that was Picard's intended pass. He couldn't find it. And now we go up the left side. Back in the middle. Bringing it around was Hatsi. He's got it from the corner again. Now Picard's with a little bit of a dance, a toe drag, and trying to just tuck that into the net. He couldn't do so as Soundro stops it yet again.
Well, nice little shifty move by Picards, and that's who they have to watch. JYP Jyyväskylä shuts down Picards. They could have a pretty good game. They just got to solve bMaJuH.
Solving bMaJuH is harder than solving a Rubik's Cube. At least for right now, as a slap shot comes in way downtown from Fakiri. Second effort off the side of the cage. In front, dancing with it was Picards. Couldn't get that shot on. Puwanso, 2-on-1 developing. Good lead pass in front. Indy shoots, and he scores!
What a pass. We got to respect that saucer pass that came, that was able to send Indy. And oh boy, that was a gorgeous pass. Getting away from the defender, as you noticed, Dynastia's defender in Fakiri chased that puck down. It wasn't the right play as it ended up in a breakaway here for JYP, and Indy scores a big one.
Look, here's what I know. If I'm making sauce tonight, I'm calling Puwanso and making sure I get his recipe, because that assist was magnifico. As play continues here, 1-0 for JYP Jyyväskylä now as they've got it back on the attack. Slot in, shot there, that was blocked. He was in the save animation, was bMaJuH, as so far they've been solved, but Picard is on speed going up the ice. He lost it trying to dance around 2 defenders in JYP Jyyväskylä. That was shut down nicely, neatly, and gently as Puwanso's got it from the right side. Stepping in, good poke back up to his D-man. Now Indy with the go-ahead goal for them, breaking the tie in the first period. He tried to put a shot on, couldn't do so. One quick pass too many brings Dynastia back down to their end. They'll start over once more. As a lot of this is kind of a tale of the tape for what we saw in the pregame. Puwanso with an effort here. 1 dance, 2 dance, and off the stick of the defender, Tumpe. Oh man, Puwanso kind of caused that one to happen, and it's 2-0, a heartbreaker there for Dynastia.
Yeah, Dynastia had a very hard time last game and kind of shutting down JYP Jyyväskylä, and now that JYP Jyyväskylä has this lead, Nick, it is going to be very tough. They need bMaJuH to stand on his head here, and they really got to get something going for maybe Picards.
I was saying that the team stats in the pregame showed a negative time and attack differential for Dynastia and a +24 for JYP. Tegan, that's got to be the tail of the tape for the game right now, at least.
Yeah, me and Brandon kind of touched on that a little bit in the pregame. We touched on it a little bit in between games, and you're exactly right. This is what JYP does, and they just beat down until there's no time left, and that's kind of what you're noticing right now is they are just continuously putting the puck on bMaJuH with great saves.
4 or 5 shots there in just mere seconds, as none of them got on net, but bMaJuH's all over the ice right now trying to make these brilliant saves. They're doing so as a shot came in from Fakiri, trying to get back into this, down by 2 early on in the first period. Keeping it on the line. Good move there by Picard, as that was some smart, as you would say, 200 IQ hockey as we go offside with under a minute to go in the first.
Yeah, that is 200 IQ hockey, and that is exactly what you need there from at the line. You need Dynastia to try and keep that puck in. Take your chances, but a great job there by Yip to get the puck out.
Face off in the neutral zone. Dynastia will try to bring it along. They couldn't do so. It's fought again in front of the bench for Yip. Good pass up for Puwanso. 2-on-1 again. Forming! Short side! He scores! That's Puwanso, and it's 3-0.
Sorry, just let me get my jaw off the floor here. What a move by Puwanso. Not only does he make good sauce, but he'll stir it up too as he goes between the legs and puts that one in for a 3-0 game, his second of the period.
I didn't know we had Red Velvet out here stirring it up here. Shout out to AEW. We keep it going as it's 3-0. I had to stop for a second. I checked my heart rate for a moment. It is 3-0. Yip is well in control, and they go to the locker room a very different way than they ended up at the end of the first in game number 1.
You know what? That is just great hockey there by Puwanso to shoot that 5-hole Brandon. You know, he had no other lane, goes between the legs, and what a gorgeous, gorgeous goal.
Yeah, and it's funny with Puwanso because he wasn't really a guy that we saw a ton in that first game. It was Antti that scored both goals in game 1, and then all of a sudden, everybody for Yip getting in on the scoring. Puwanso with 2 nice goals. You saw Indy with the first goal, the leading goal scorer in this team or this season for Yip. And man, how about JYP Jyyväskylä? We kind of saw how in that first game, despite the shots and the time on attack, it took them a while to really be able to break past bMaJuH, and then in this game, they just seem to be getting opportunity after opportunity and capitalizing on every single one of them. We said that Dynastia was going to have to find answers to get things going offensively. Well, now they're down 3-0, and it is at the highest importance. They do it right here, right now, before this gets a little bit out of their reach.
Gotta wonder if it was a momentum killer at the second goal there that bounced off of Tumpei's stick and went into the net past bMaJuH, Tegan. That might have been just the dagger for them, but it's the second period. Plenty of time left for Dynastia.
You know, if bMaJuH gets back on his horse here that he was on in game 1, I don't think they're going to have a problem. They just need to get pucks on net. But JYP Jyyväskylä, as you see, they are so good at defending that blue line. Nick, you touched on it in game 1. We'll see if they can continue it up and just cruise themselves to a W.
I had on my marker 7 denied entries in the third period for Dynastia, and that kind of did it for them as they forced overtime, did Yip, and they took the game. Here, game 2, they're up 1-0 in this best of 3 in the Caps Gaming Showcase. We move it along. Twitch.tv/Capitals. Don't forget, we've got a barn burner for you. Delusions, Composure, 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. And I am so happy to be calling a Michael Nugent featured game as him and I go way back. So that's going to be one you don't want to miss later on. But for right now, the action stays right here. EU Division, game number 2. Face off to the right of Sandro. Shot makes it all the way to him as he didn't find it but knew he had it, and we'll try it again.
Is Sandro using a 4XL jersey? That's about the third one he's been juggling in there, but it's a great job by him. He keeps shutting the door.
Aggressive face-off again. Dynastia, that was Fakiri trying to step up into the lane. Try to rip that one away. He couldn't do so. At least not for right now. Another stoppage of play. And Tegan, this has to benefit Yip, especially being in the lead by 3.
Yeah, and great job by Yip's goaltender Sandro with that super large jersey. As I just get word from our amazing behind the scenes that he is not allowed a goal since the first minute. So thank you, Brandon, for that. And that's a great stat there, Nick. And you got to touch on that as we're sitting here with 13 to go in the second of game 2.
13 to go, as you said, and they've got plenty of time. They've just got to get some zone time. That's been their challenge so far, as Dictatori fighting it in down low. Will steal it off the forecheck. Good move there. Got it back up top right point. Tumpei looking for a lane. Can't get the shot off. Back out to center. They try to fight it off from the blue line. Can't go there. Good shot in Puwanso, but a better save. That was blocked by Tumpei. I don't know if you count that as a save, Tegan, but I will, because that might have been a game saver for him.
Hey, I would say Fakiri's had one of those. We now have Tumpei with one. I know that bMaJuH's made a few. They got to keep keeping the pucks out no matter who's making the saves. Puck is going to be brought in here, but it's going to be turned around here by Dynastia. Puck on the right-hand side. Hatzi back to the point to Tumpei. Fakiri back to Tumpei. Tumpei dumps that in left-hand side. Puck is going to be bumped off, and that one's offside here. with 10:23 to go in the second period. Puck is going to be faced off here in the neutral zone, and that one is won.
One back, and finally back in the zone. Dictatori shot there by Hotzi. As that one just whistled past Sandro's right side. They're trying to pour it on. Any shot necessary. As you look at the scores coming in, IQ in the power rankings along with Arctic. They won the first game 1-0, or at least their second game here. We'll have to see what that final score line looks like as far as the series is concerned. More on that in a little bit. Puanso, for right now, lost it as he tried to go another dangle, that time from the left side of your screen. Nothing happening, at least for right now, but it's all better for Yip if they can keep the puck in the end.
Yeah, as that puck comes over the line, Nick, and it's just Dynastia is not really able to get control in the offensive zone, are they? They really, really got to work on getting control in there.
Control is the name of the game right now for the team down by 3. Cross ice pass dumped in. That was flipped up, stolen, and won by Dictatori. He's going to beat away from Puanso as he finally was able to do so, but an outstretched stick by Indy forces them all the way back. 4 minutes left here in the second period. Middle frame of the middle game of this best of 3. As Yip is up by 3 in this one. Center point lane. Good steal there. And Hotzi, that was weird. Picard's got tripped. Empty net is out. They'll touch it. And this is the big opportunity right now for Dynastia.
You know, West might have to take another look at that one. Picard's folded like a cheap suit there, but a good job to draw one. They need a goal.
Face-off 1. Can't win the face-off, but they still fight for it. Possession 1 back by Yip. They move it out. Puanso's got it. He's not going to clear it. He's going to drive it into the lane. Good move there to kill more time as Hotzi's going to throw it back up. Toonpace up with Picard now. They lost it at the circle. Slap shot it all the way around. Up on their horse. Who's going to come back with it? That's going to be Fakiri. He's got it through the middle. Trying to quarterback his team. That was a weird pass off the stick as time is just winding down on this power play for the team in red. Left point. Give and go. Fakiri. Picard. Spinning with it. Now pass back up. Center point. Slot area. Good shot there from the right circle. Was Hotzi. Better save by Sandro. Under a minute here in the second period. They're in the umbrella. There's a move that's going to draw another penalty. It's going to be another 2 minutes as the 5-on-4 expired just as that penalty was drawn.
That's a great kill there by JYP Jyyväskylä, but they've got another one on their hands. They keep doing this, the momentum's going to hurt them for sure.
Flipped out, trying to bring it back in is Tumpe. He did, but it fell to Puanso's stick. He lost it. Final 10 seconds here, and this is not looking good for Dynastia right now. One last rush up the ice. Puanso's got it again. He whiffles it back down the ice. And bMaJuH will stop it for the final touch of the period. 3-0 your score as we go into the locker room.
Probably the easiest save from bMaJuH is he's going to have to be perfect in this third here, Brando.
Yeah, gonna have to be perfect indeed. And now this is a big chance for Dynastia. Down 3-0. You kind of stop the bleeding after that flurry of goals that Yip had in the first period. And you enter this third with a chance to establish some zone time and to get some shots on net. I think really, even if you look at the stats, Yip was kind of slowed down there in that second period. Granted, you don't really have to have a ton of chances and time on attack when you're up 3-0. You can afford to kind of trail off a little bit if you choose to do so. But Dynastia, that's probably the best period they had statistically, as a beautiful goal there on the replay. But that was probably the best period for Dynastia statistically all series long. So now a chance to take advantage of the power play and get this back 3-1 versus a bottom 5 PK in the league in Yip.
3 goals deficit. That's about 1 goal every 3.5 minutes. We'll see if they can do that here. Period number 3, game number 2. They're on the power play to start it. See if that helps them out. Cut into this lead. Power play here. Developing. They've got to get a shot on net. Puanso can't get it. Or at least get it all the way down the ice as they'll start again. Dynastia once more. They've got it from the left side, left point. Center point now, and they just can't get it together, can they, Tegan?
Yeah, they definitely can't. And, you know, JYP Jyyväskylä's PK has just been fantastic. We'll touch on that in the intermission as they're going to go to work on the offense now.
Here goes Puanso, leading feet up for Indy. That one was denied. Good defense by Dynastia for now, as they look to get back in sync. No Backstreet Boys or 98 degrees here. It's cold outside, especially if you're in O-Town. All of my 90s boy bands have been named now, and I'm happy with that. This play continues. Left side pushed off of it was Puanso. Indy's got it now. 3-on-4 developing here. That was a great back-checking effort, but a good steal by Puanso. Lost it from the corner. He's got it again. Good feet up in front for Indy. Good shot there. Better save by bMaJuH. bMaJuH all over the ice right now, trying to make these saves to keep his team in the game. 7 minutes gone here so far in the third period, so time winding down for a trio of goals that they need to tie this one and send it into overtime. Puanso's pushed off. Indy's pushed off. That's Tumpe working from the right side. And Fakiri trying to lead pass up for Picards. Can't connect. And Picards being shut down right now as we have another power play opportunity here. And this one has to be the one that counts.
Yeah, it's got to be the one that counts, as JYP Jyyväskylä has been very in sync, and the PK has been very interesting as well. As now JYP Jyyväskylä going to the power play here, as they haven't been great on the PK, or sorry, they're actually going to the PK here, Nick.
And I know we were talking about this, you know, power play percentages, PK percentages. This is all the important stuff here. When it comes to special teams, you got to control the play. And so far, Yip's been able to do that, especially here. But a breakaway. Dictatori can't get the shot off. Good back checking here, but it might be another penalty. It will be.
It's going to be another penalty here. And as we get the whistle, we're going to pop down in between the benches to get a little bit of numbers from Brandon.
Yeah, Yip really getting tested now. They are one of the bottom 5 penalty kills in the league at 70% out of all eligible teams so far. And then for Dynastia, 14th on the power play at 26.1%. So this is a big chance for Dynastia, a little bit of a strength for them versus a weakness of Yip, a chance for them to open things up and maybe get themselves back in this game and maybe pounce on something that JYP Jyyväskylä has struggled with all season long.
Yeah, and they've been great in the third period, though, haven't they, Brandon? They've been killing.
Yeah, so not only are they doing the things that they usually do well, but they're doing their struggles a bit better, too. We'll see if they can keep it up here.
5-on-3 here, 48 seconds, trying to get it out of the zone. They can't. Picard, center point here, left side, trying to find his way back into the slot area. He got there. That bounced off the backboards there. In front for Sandro, got loose there. And that bounced off of Fakari. As he's got it. Trying to backhand chance there was Auntie, and he couldn't bury it. Got wrecked on the way in.
Oh, I don't know here if you heard that, but I heard a train horn in the tracks coming through. What a hit that was.
Oh, man. I don't know if he was coming out of the box, but now they're back to 5-on-4. But, man, what a play. Good save there by the defense for Dynastia to keep his team in the game for right now. Time winding down on the extra man advantage that they got following the first penalty that Yip took, but that's over. 5-on-5, back to full strength. Puanso
Yip's done very good here on the PK, Nick, as we talked about how they weren't very good. Good kill, and they're going to go back in the offense.
Backhand chance. That was bMaJuH with a kick save. He'll throw it back out. It's January, for the love of Pete.
We love to say that in sixes, as you know, it doesn't matter what month it is. Play the puck, goalies.
Always play the puck is going to be what everybody says as we go offside here. 6-10. I mean, this is going to be an insurmountable lead at this point now. If you're Dynastia, they can't get back into this, can they?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, and I don't mean to take anything away from those guys, as I've called them before. Love them all very much.
Absolutely.
But this is a very, very tough hill to climb. 6 minutes, 3 goals against a team you've barely been able to get in the offensive zone, Nick. It's going to be very hard for them. It's looking more like 5 miles, and we're going to have 6 miles here for JYP Jyyväskylä.
I still don't understand that reference. You'll have to explain it to me at one point here. Sometime in between as the puck goes in. That's going to be bounced off of a couple of skates and sticks, but it might be an own goal. And that's probably going to be the dagger for Dynastia in this series.
What a gorgeous goal. Is back and forth, and it just seems like everything's going into the net there, Nick. And I will tell you real quick, as growing up, my hockey coach, last name of Robitaille, had a pretty good thing. He would say you play the game at 60 miles, and then you win a hockey game.
I got you now. It makes a lot more sense. I was listening back to a lot of our tape, and I was like, I think I know that reference, but I am not sure. And now I feel silly. Is it too late to ask? I'm glad I did in this game here, as Dynastia has been held scoreless pretty much so far through almost 119 minutes of play. So that's not good for a team that's trying to cement themselves and kind of work out their game plan as they get closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, and everybody gets into the playoffs, like you said, Nick, but it does matter to go in with momentum. You want that team that's been playing playoff hockey, and that's exactly how you win a championship, is being at that full-time level as long as possible.
Lots to build on, at least defensively, from this team, because as we saw, bMaJuH kind of been the star. Good defense there in Fakiri and Tumpe getting active in the offensive zone, but just the scoring, other than Picard's breakout, they've got to kind of center around getting him more open and getting him more chances.
We have a pull goalie here, Nick, so Dynastia really going for it.
Trying to play with momentum, like we said. Puansos looking to put this one home for the insurance marker. Can't get the shot off. Good effort there by Hatsi. That one's sent around the back of the net and around the left side now. Good poke check there. Tumpe keeping that away from Puanso. Behind the legs pass, no look there, connected out for Dynastia. They're over center, but offside once more, under a half-minute left here in regulation.
You know what I love about the EU guys is that they pass it around with the wide open net. One thing about NA is everybody's shooting for that. These guys are throwing it around, trying to get a one-timer in front for the empty net. You got to respect it, you got to love it, but I think it's too little too late at this point. Not
sure what the better play is there for sure, as that was the insurance man for the centerman himself in TBN Antti, as they go up 5-0, all but a formality at this point. It's 15th on the season, but that is going to do it here as we get into the playoffs. And like I was saying, a lot for Dynastia to build upon, regardless of the scoreline in this game.
Yeah, the best part about everybody makes is everybody gets a chance, and they can go back into the dressing room and, you know, get their heads in the game here and come out in the playoffs with a great start.
As time winds down here, icing waved off. Right side across the middle of the ice, and that's gonna do it. So that's it. Final scoreline 5-0. Dynastia falls to JYP Jyyväskylä 2-0.
It was a fantastic effort by JYP Jyyväskylä. Game one, maybe just a bit of a warm-up game, Brandon, as they came out. Game two, 5-0.
Yeah, that's a great game there from JYP Jyyväskylä, and they really just got things started from the opening puck drop there and just continued that on and going. A great job there from JYP to just really control the game from the start and keep things going and going and going from that point. So realistically, just a great game from JYP. The defense was superb from them. You kind of mentioned it there, Nick. 119 shutout minutes there from JYP. Dynastia had that goal in the first 30 to 45 seconds of game one. After that, nothing from them. Only 8 total shots between the two games as well there from Dynastia. So just a great all-around performance from JYP. And while they continue this momentum going into the playoffs, so they may be one of the hottest teams going in at the right time here, Tegan. They might be.
I think they will be here, as JYP Jyyväskylä holding the team like Dynastia is so good to 4 shots. But this was the tail of the tape beforehand there, Brandon. We said that this was going to be a very defensive against a very offensive game, as JYP Jyyväskylä sticks to their roots and they press.
Yeah, sticking to their roots is a really good way to put that. And like you said, it was really the tail of the tape, really holding true. Obviously, stats don't always tell the whole story. They just give you details and kind of give you an idea of what things could look like. But in this game, it was really different. It was a lot of what we saw in that tail of the tape and that stat line really coming to fruition. JYP Jyyväskylä really using that time on attack. They averaged a lot of time on attack, top 5 in the league with 627. And then they were 3rd in the league with time on attack difference. So not only are they able to control possession themselves, but they also are able to keep their opponent out of their offensive end. And you saw that really hold true in this game. Dynastia just really not able to find any answers to get anything established in the offensive zone. You saw that hold true. And the only thing that didn't hold true was the special teams, where we said JYP Jyyväskylä has struggled this season. They killed off every single PK that they had today. So really a great all-around performance from JYP Jyyväskylä. They could even see themselves in the top 10 in the standings going in the playoffs, which is extremely impressive considering they started 0-3 on the season. They rattle off 5 straight series wins, and they go into the playoffs next week as one of the hottest teams in the playoffs. You gotta love when you can get a team that heats up at the right time, because you never know what kind of run can spark on from that.
Yeah, and that's what we said, Brandon, and we're going to move over to Nick and touch on that, is playoff hockey. We've been dealing with a team that's been playing playoff hockey since about week 3 here, Nick, and if they continue on this train, it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely is going to be a good one. As we as I was on screen earlier, but I just decided to say hi as everything was just let's keep it a little bit.
It. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Anytime I can make an appearance, I'm happy to oblige. But yeah, you're right. Going on a hot streak pretty much since the middle of the regular season is a huge deal for a team that was down for a while and trying to kind of get their identity back. Like I said in the pregame, Puwanso kind of the answer here, as everything's surrounded around him. But then leading scorer Indy steps up in game number 2 and delivers just an impactful statement of what he does. And I mean, if you're going to hold any team that's in your same bracket to a scoreless 119 out of 120 minutes of hockey, I don't think you did anything wrong in that regard then.
No, I think what happened was Picards just came out and shocked them. They looked stunned. They looked surprised. He came in quickly. He cut to that middle. Maybe they weren't expecting it that quick. We know in Europe, these goals happen. They're fancy. They happen quickly. The puck gets moved around fast, and things can happen at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, they really can, and I think you're absolutely right. It might have shocked the team to say, okay, well, hang on. We have to slow things down here and figure out what just occurred. And then how do you react from something like that? Everybody says the boxing term is that you always have a game plan until you get punched.
That's it.
And then once you
You're
get
totally
punched,
right.
yeah, what do you do after that?
Right.
I think that was the statement there, is JYP got punched early and hard. I mean, that was an amazing goal. And then they responded by just pounding it down. And that's exactly what we talked about in the stat line. -4 minutes time on attack differential for Dynastia. And then 35 minutes near for JYP. And that really did showcase the difference right here in this contest. Although about a minute less time on attack for JYP than Dynastia in game number 2.
I think they heard me. I talked about them possibly not being able to put the puck in the back of the net after that game 1 with the massive time and attack we see in their scoring lines. And they come out with 4 massive goals on a really hot goaltender. Yeah. So they ran into a super hot goaltender. They were able to push back. And that's great resilience here from JYP Jyyväskylä.
No, resilience is the NA side.
Oh, no, that was great stuff there from them. So, and that is a great team name, as we do use that a lot here in the cast.
Absolutely. No, this is going to be great. And as we prepare for the playoffs here for the EU, I love it because it's going to give 30 teams here a shot, a couple of buys to kind of play themselves out and figure out where that goes. But as we look at the power rankings one more time, I kind of want to touch on this because we see H-Reds, Havu, Frölunda, Granite. Those are the 4 we talked about at the beginning of the Caps Gaming Showcase. They're there at the top of the power rankings. Where does that take them? Probably to the Final 4 if everybody plays out the right way. And everybody else is going to try to make that upset happen.
Yeah, exactly right. And those are the teams that we spoke about, and very, very good teams at that, Nick. And they're going to be ones that we're going to have to keep an eye on continuously through the playoffs, because if there's an upset there, we're going to want to know about it. Let me tell you that.
Absolutely. Speaking of upsets and covering playoffs, more coverage tonight. Delusions versus Composure, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/Capitals. You will want to be here for that, as the playoff picture looks very different for the North American division, as teams are clawing and scraping to get their way into the playoffs. We will have that coverage for you in totality. So while we may be covering the Delusions versus Composure matchup, we will also be making sure we give you playoff updates as they progress through the competition, through the program. So I'm really excited to be back with you, Lime. I'm so glad to be back alongside you. And again, I'm looking forward to 9:00, aren't we?
Hey, I have never been more excited for a cast. Tonight is going to be lights out. When you have teams that are clawing in, your guys are going to want to make sure you tune in here tonight at 9:00 Eastern Time to make sure you see all the action.
Twitch.tv/capitals is where you can go for all the action. Many thanks to our presenting partner in Leidos, and of course to our managing partners over at Leaguegaming. On behalf of myself, Nick DeMeo, Tegan Blair, and Brandon Bigsby, we wish you a safe, warm, happy, and healthy rest of your day. We'll see you back here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for now. Bye from Tampa. Good evening.